Indigenous Guarani Kiowa elders chant to chase away their anguish. Andrea explains they've just been attacked by gunmen, trying to force them off what they claim as their rightful land.
They came here and burned my shack down on Friday for the third time in broad daylight, and just now they returned and took our chairs, everything, and almost hit my baby in the head. They were shooting at us.
Nowhere in Brazil are land rights more in dispute than here in Mato Grosso do Sul, where the country's largest indigenous group lives in squalor. A century ago, the Guarani Kiowa were forced into 8 reserves and their land distributed by the government to outside farmers. Today, the reserves are hopelessly overcrowded, and so hundreds of families have left and set up camps on what they consider their ancestral land.
These women are screaming at the security guards that are directly in front of them, who work for the landowners that are controlling the land that is over there, which they say belongs to them. They occupied this land about 2 weeks ago, and since then they've been having one confrontation after the other. In fact, they say that about an hour ago, the security guards fired on them.
This young Guarani, who had clearly been drinking, was beaten when he confronted the guards. Alcoholism and suicide are alarmingly high, explains Flavio Machado of the Missionary Council for Indigenous People.
For the last 18 years, there's been 1 suicide a week. 70% of the young men of marrying age can't find a way to support their family. They are marginalized and can't find work outside, so they hang themselves.
But many, like 80-year-old Damiana Cavagna, believe the answer is to fight for their rights. She lives by the highway, facing the land that was once her home, where generations of her family are buried. Her husband, 2 children, and a grandchild were killed by trucks speeding down the highway.
I tell my family, let's all group together and recover our land. If we're going to die, it's better to die fighting where our ancestors are, and not on this highway.
For 20 years, the land that she and thousands of other families claim has been under consideration for demarcation. But now Brazil's president says all outstanding requests for indigenous lands are cancelled. This is the latest serious blow to the original settlers of this vast nation, whose culture and very survival are increasingly at risk. Lucia, Newman, Jazeera, Dourados, Brazil.